Okay, for homework 1020, I would like you to copy these 11 problems on a separate piece of paper. You could use these problems to check your mind map, but make sure again you do these problems on a separate piece of paper that you could turn in tomorrow. Listen for the 5 words. There's going to be 5 words tonight on this. All right, so here you go. Problem number 1 has you take 2 unit rates and compare. So I have $12 for every 5 notebooks. I have store B, that is $14 for every 8 notebooks. What I need to do is divide the money by the other number. Remember, always money on top, money first. So 12 divided by 5, this gives me $2.40 for 1 notebook. If I divide the next one, 14 by 8, that gives me $1.75 for the same notebook. And again, since I'm buying the exact same notebook, I want to go for the store that's selling that same notebook for a lower price. $1.75 is lower than $2.40. First word is blue. Blue. All right, number 2. I'm giving you this, 6x minus 4 plus 2y plus 6z. We're asking you, are there 4 terms, true or false? And I'm looking at this and I see that I do have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of them. So I would put true if they said there were 4 terms. Next one says 4 variables. Variables are the letters that we're looking at. I see 1 here, 2, 3. There's 3 variables. So a 4 variable statement is false. Next it says coefficients, or the number in front of x. That's what a coefficient is, a number in front of x. The coefficients are 6 and 2. And because those are the numbers in front of these variables, a 6 listed once, 2, that would also be true. Those are the coefficients. So there's 1 and 2. Number 3 is a ratio problem. If you take 60 of what number, remember that's always 60 over some unknown number, equals that percent number given, always over 100. To do a problem like this, crisscross multiply. Don't multiply straight across. 75 times x, that gives me 75x. Put an equal between them. 60 times 100 gives me 6,000. Next step, the opposite of timesing by 75, divide both sides by 75. If I divide that by 75, that by 75, it will give me what that number underneath 60 had to be. So 6,000 divided by 75 gives me 80. So again, equivalent ratios. 60 over 80 is equivalent to 75 over 100. If my pen lets me write. Those are equivalent. Those are equal. 80. Second word is whale. Whale. All right, here we go. Number 4. Fourth problem is a ratio. They give you a number of dogs, which is 60. They give you the number of cats, which is 40, and number of rats, which is 10. Always list them in the order that they're asking. The first question says cats first, 2 dogs. Make sure you put it in that order. Number of cats, 40, put that first. 2, and then number of dogs, 60. Reduce as far as you can. On these ones, always start by dividing by 10. See where that takes you. 4, 2, 6. This one needs to be divided even more. Now I'm going to whittle it down and divide by 2. And that gives me 2, 2, 3. That is the final reduced ratio cats to dogs. 4a wants the number of dogs to the total animals that we got here. So I put the number of dogs first, 60. I'm going to use colon marks for this one. And then if I add those up, 60 plus 40 plus 10, that gives me 110. If I reduce by 10, that just means you're slashing off a 0 technically. That gives me 6 to 11. That's as far as that one can be reduced. All right, problem number 5. Fifth one, order of operations. So that gives me 10 to the second power plus 8. 10 squared is 10 times 10. Never would that give you 20. Never multiply the base times the power. If you do 10 squared and you get 20, worst thing you could do. Don't want to do that. That's 10 times 10, 100. And then plus that 8 gives me 108. Third word is gray. Gray is the third word, gray. Number 6, 12t versus 8t plus 4. Are they equivalent? Please, tomorrow, first word you need to write is big word no. They are not equivalent. No. Those are not the same. You cannot add unlike terms. I can't add 8t and 4 to get 12t. Cannot do that. Some people on this problem, they wrote, you cannot combine unlike terms, and I gave them full credit. You cannot combine unlike terms. Some people prove to me that they're not the same by plugging in a number for t. That's kind of the proof way. If I take the same number for t and plug it into both expressions, if one expression gives me a different number or answer than the other, that proves that these are not equivalent. 12 times 3 will give me 36. That other expression with the same 3 would give me 24. 8 times 3 first, and then add 4 gives me 28. You can see those are not the same. Some people are showing me mathematical proof. All right, number 7. 7 says which is equivalent. You are distributing this one. Taking that 8 times the x, 8 times the 3. If you times that, that gives you 8x plus 8 times 3, 24, not 8 plus 3. That makes this one choice C is the only equivalent one on that one. Okay, number 8, the big unit rate problem. Number 8, I want to go to the place that has and charges less than $4 per hour. Less. If it's $4 per hour, that technically is not less. Less than $4 per hour, $3 per hour, $2 per hour. So if I look at choice A, $60 in 10 hours. If I divide the top number by the bottom, 60 by 10 hours, that gives me $6 for every 1 hour. That is not less than 4. If I look at choice B, $80 in 40 hours. If I divide those, that gives me $2 for every 1 hour. That for sure is less than $4 per hour. That's what we're looking for. If I look at choice C, $40 in 4 hours. If I divide 40 by 4, that gives me 40 divided by 4, $10 per hour. And again, that is not less than $6 per hour. If I do choice D, $100 in 40 hours. If I divide those two, let's see if that is less than 6. 100 divided by 40 gives me $2.5 for every 1 hour. That for sure is less than $6. Fourth word is wolf. Wolf. All right, number 9. This one, figure out the number that goes in this square right here to make that true. The only number that would work on there is a 3. And that is because if I take 3 of those 2's and times them together, that gives me 4. That gives me 8. So 2 to the 3rd power is 8. That number that would have to go in there would have to be a 3. All right, number 10 and 11. Number 10. And the last word. So this one, 10R plus 20. I want you to look at all these choices, and on the test, I'd like you to distribute them. Distribute them and see what you get. Distribute them. Here we go. This, if I distribute, gives me 10R, 10 times R, plus 200. 10 times 20 is 200. No, doesn't match this up here. If I distribute, the next one gives me 10R. 10 times 2 is 20. So yes, that one does match. If I distribute the next one in this reverse pattern, still distribute, gives me 10R squared plus 20R. That's no good. If I distribute this one, that one will give me 10R plus 20. That is the money one right there. Those are both equivalent. Number 11, last one. This one gives you 4 plus n squared plus 3 times 9 minus n. I want you to plug in n equals 6, which means wherever there's an n, you're going to plug in 6. So I have 4 plus, and where that n used to be, I put a 6 to the 2nd power, plus 3 times 9 minus another 6. If my pen lets me write. First thing to do is the exponent work right here, and then do the times. 6 squared is 6 times 6, 36. Never is it 12. Never. Leave the 3 times 9 alone. 4 plus 36 plus 3 times 9 minus 6. Now do not add left to right yet. Do this part right here. Gives you 4 plus 36 plus 27 right there. Do that first. Now that it's all add, subtract, left to right. This gives me 40. This gives me 67. And that take away 6 gives me 61. The last word is dog. Dog. All right, so again, make sure you've done these 11 problems on a separate piece of paper, not the same paper as your mind map. You could use these to check your answers on your mind map. Add some color to that. Good luck. Hope you get some sleep tonight.